JLR investigates. Come on in, everyone. This is a dire situation out of Idaho, far eastern Idaho, right on the Wyoming border. Victor, Idaho. Amber alert, folks. Come on in. We're going to talk about this case. We're going to talk about the case of baby Zeke. Baby Zeke, 10-month-old baby Zeke Best, and the father of baby Zeke is wanted by authorities. Let's talk about this situation right here. Amber alert, folks. Happened last night. Still a fluid situation. There is a fluid situation going on right now in Victor, Idaho that may be crossed over into Wyoming. And we're going to discuss. So basically, this young child, this 10-month-old baby, folks, is snatched, kidnapped, abducted by the father. But the father just is accused right now of doing something very, very horrible. Let's talk. Come on in, everyone. Baby, father, this might not end well. It's just pray that there's some sort of positive resolution here, but there has been a loss of life here. And this happened in Victor, Idaho. Let me give you what is breaking and what is being talked about. According to the Daily Mail, we're going to read a news report from the Daily Mail. I'm also going to show you a map of the area. I was in Victor, Idaho before, at the ice cream shop there when I was investigating the Gabby Petito case in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Goes right across, right on the border there. It's right on the other side. So, let's talk. Idaho baby Zeke Gregory Best is abducted by his murder suspect father, who is heavily armed and dangerous. After 10-month-old mother was found DEAD in their home. Melly Best just commented here, this suspect was admitted to Idaho Falls Hospital yesterday and was supposed to be held on a psych hold, but was released and went home and did what he did to his wife. Last night, in Victor, which is a very rural, small community on the Wyoming border. What in the world is going on here, folks? An Amber Alert has been issued after a baby was thought to be abducted by his father on Thursday night in Victor, Idaho. 10-month-old Zeke Gregory Best was last seen with his father, Jeremy Albert Best, at 11:40 p.m. last night. The infant's mother was found unresponsive at home, with police treating her death as a homicide. So sad. So sad here. This looks like this was the mother that was found deceased with baby Zeke. 10-month-old baby. Now the father is on the loose. The father was allegedly in a mental hospital yesterday temporarily, got out, went back to the Victor home allegedly, and did something here. So let's read on. This is, what is her name? Kaylee? K-A-L-I. How would we pronounce that? Jean Randall. Kaylee? Callie was found unresponsive in her home in Idaho, and her death is being investigated as a homicide. What is going on here, people? An Amber Alert has been issued for a 10-month-old baby in Idaho who has allegedly been abducted by his heavily armed, dangerous murder suspect father. The endangered child, Zeke Gregory Best, is thought to have been abducted by his dad, who's 48 years old. Last seen Thursday night around 11:40 p.m. Callie Jean Randall, 38. So he was 48. The mother was 38, 10 years younger. 10 years younger. Was the mother of the 10-month-old and married to the baby's father, Jeremy Best. Police told Daily Mail. So husband and wife. She was found unresponsive in her home in the Idaho town, and her death is being investigated as a homicide. Look at that innocent child. So sad, because not only has this child lost his mother, but this child now is going to lose his father. Let's hope Let's hope and pray nothing bad happens to this baby. An officer from the Teton County Sheriff's Office said that there has been no update on the case and that Bess has not been seen since Thursday night. It is now Friday at noon, so basically it's 12 hours later. 12 hours later, folks. This is the mother. So cold up there that you have these type of furnaces. It's cold up there in Victor, Idaho. I was there. All right, so it looks like this is according to the Facebook page. They posted some photos of, looks like they have lots of dogs. Where are the dogs? You can see the mountains in the background. I'm assuming that is the Grand Teton Mountains right there mashed along the border of Wyoming. Where are the dogs at? Where are the dogs? And then here is a photo. Here's a photo. And I actually cleaned up the photo. Let me give you a better description photo. Bear with me, folks. We're on this. We are on this. We're going to bring public awareness to this situation, folks. We are on this. And I actually got the photo cleaned up. So here's a cleaned up version of the photo. I got this magical app that does good stuff. This is a cleaned up version of the photo, folks. So, yeah, keep an eye out for this guy, 48-year-old Jeremy Best. Jeremy Albert Best. Jeremy Albert Best. Come on in, folks. We're going to talk about this more. Now, let's get some more information about this case. And then I'm going to show you the map. And I'm also going to show you some been verifieds, because I dug in on this guy before I came on live. I want to get every available information to help disseminate that information to help make a difference and try to get this dude apprehended, or at least people watching the channel so they can be on the lookout for this guy who's with this child. Teton County Sheriff's Office said they received an open line 911 call from a resident at 4600 Sky Loop in Victor, Idaho at 11:39 p.m. last night, just before Bess was last seen. In a statement, police said deputies were dispatched to respond to a disturbance heard over the line by a dispatcher. When they arrived, they located a non-responsive female subject who was identified as Callie Jean Randall. Her death is currently being investigated by the Sheriff's Office and the Idaho State Police as a homicide. A Amber Alert for the couple's child was issued at 4:30 a.m. this morning. So 4 hours after, about 4 or 5 hours, 4 hours after this call, then they issue the Amber Alert. Police said Best was last seen driving a black 1995 Chevy Tahoe SUV with an Idaho license plate 1T39349. He is 5'11", 240 pounds with brown-gray hair and green eyes. His son is described as 1 feet, 20 pounds, just a child. They warned the public not to approach the heavily armed suspect and has asked anyone with information about the suspect to contact 911 immediately. Here's the vehicle, folks. So it's like a black Tahoe, right? 1995 Tahoe in the mountains. And here is a Amber Alert. And you can keep the lookout for this guy, the Tahoe, him, and the child. He's with the child. This is very upsetting. This is very, very upsetting. This looks like this is a picture inside their home. Best owns a local mechanic shop in Victor, Idaho called Jeremy's Auto and has been a mechanic for 20 years. On his business website, it says, "Meet Jeremy Best, your local mechanic and new best friend." Jeremy said that when not repairing cars, he's soaking up sun on his leisure boat or cruising in the backwoods with his lady, Callie, and 3 dogs. Where are the 3 dogs? Okay, so we got some information there. Let's read on. Let's try to get as much information as possible so we can share this all and get it out. Does anyone know any more information about this? Now, this happened in Victor, Idaho. Let me show you on the map. JLR Investigates got the map out. We're going to show you where Victor, Idaho is. This is Victor, Idaho. Victor, Idaho is right here. It is on the border of Wyoming. It's not far from Jackson, Wyoming. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. This is smashed in Victor, Idaho, right along the Grand Teton Mountains. These are big mountains. A lot of times these mountains here in this area have snow all year round. And it's literally like right across the border. Now, I've been there before. Victor, Idaho is where Gabby Petito bought some ice cream. A day before she vanished, or when she, when Brian Laundrie did what he did out here by the Spread Creek Lake and the area here, Grand Teton. But I was there when I was out there. So I stopped in Victor. It's a very small town. There's a juncture there. There was a ice cream shop there. And, it's on the other side of the mountains. It's not mountains there. It's flat land there. But in between there and, this Highway 22, you got to wind through the mountains. It's a very scenic drive going through in order to get to the Wyoming side. And why are we talking about Wyoming? Because the reason why I'm talking about Wyoming, and I'm just going to expand this out a little bit more. It's just south of West Yellowstone. Teton National Park is in this area. Why am I talking about Wyoming? Well, it's because the Wyoming State Police, according to this news report, has issued the alert. They're helping. They're assisting in this matter. The Wyoming Highway Patrol has issued an Amber Alert on behalf of the Idaho State Police for Zeke Gregory Best, 10 months old, white male, 1 feet tall, 20 pounds. He was taken by Jeremy Albert Best, 48 years old. He is a white male, 5'11" and 245, salt and pepper hair and beard, possibly driving a 1995 Chevy Tahoe. So sad, folks, because one, it's a very secluded area up there. It is very, very, very remote. Now, it looks like, according to the police report and the publicly available information that they put out, this offense happened on Skyline Loop Road in Victor. Skyline Loop Road. Now, I actually got the road itself here. Coincidentally, it's next to a little town called Chapin. But this is Victor, Idaho, so he actually lives a little bit north. This incident happened a little bit north of Victor off Highway 33. This is Highway 22. Once you get in Victor, so it's, right there by the border line, like the border. Now, let's zoom out a minute just to show you. Literally, he lives on the border of the Grand Teton Mountains. And those pictures that you saw that I just showed most likely were these Grand Teton Mountains in the background. Let's zoom in. It's a little road, Skyline Loop Road, a little tiny road here. And look at this, Jeremy's Auto Repair. Isn't that what he owns? An auto repair? I think he owns an auto repair, doesn't he? Jeremy's Auto Repair. So on the map, his business is right on his street. Jeremy's Auto Repair. Been an auto mechanic for 20 years. It doesn't look like there's any other way to get into Wyoming if he's in Wyoming. He could be anywhere, folks. But why is authorities saying that he could possibly be in Wyoming? Well, I'll tell you why. Because according to the Been Verified that I got, he has ties in Jackson, Wyoming. He's into the auto mechanic stuff, and I'm loading this up now so I can show you as soon as I get this situated here. Everything's slow for me today. Everything is slow for me today. But I want to show you, I've been verified, that I got We're on this case, by the way. For some reason, it's not loading up. Here we go. Jeremy Albert Best. All right, so according to possible addresses, we have Diamond Hitch Drive in Jackson, Wyoming. Is a address that he's been affiliated with for the last 20 years. He's also originally from Illinois. So he was basically living in Illinois for some time and then made his way to, it looks like, Jackson, Wyoming, which is right, literally Jackson, Wyoming to Victor is right across the border, Highway 22. Let me just show you the distance between, because it's possible that he's in, well, he could go anywhere. But once you get like into Victor and you get out, you're getting towards Idaho Falls and Pocatello area and everything like that. And I'm sure the Idaho State Police have license plate readers and be on the lookout, BOLO, for this guy, right? So he might have crossed over into Wyoming. He could be in the terrain of Wyoming, right? Which he has ties to Jackson from Victor, which is only a 24-mile drive. Very remote, and you actually have to go literally through the mountains. It's steep. I've drove. Matter of fact, I should get out my videos later. I am familiar because I did go to Jackson, but I love Jackson, Wyoming, because Jackson, Wyoming, if you've ever been there, it's like mashed in, and there's like literally the town is surrounded by mountains. It's very, very scenic. Very, very scenic. And then I stayed there at Teton Village and everything like that. There's a ski resort up there. But yeah, these are some big, big, big mountains. He literally lives, like he could be right now. Jeremy and the baby, Zeke, could literally be somewhere in the mountains, hiding. Cabins. Do they have cabins out there? Do they know of cabins? That's where I bet. But also, I also think, and this is scary, folks. This is scary. Like, what do you think he's doing right now with his child after he just apparently did what he did to his wife? What do you think's going through this dude's mind right now? I think we have some serious irrational thoughts going on, folks. He doesn't have an extensive criminal record other than a misdemeanor in St. Charles Police Department in Illinois, in Kane County. In Kane County, Illinois, in 1993, he had a misdemeanor charge. It doesn't say what for. So he doesn't have a extensive criminal record. Now, his businesses. He has businesses. I can't show you it because there's addresses there, and I don't want to share the addresses. But Jeremy's Auto Repair LLC, and Victor, Idaho, near his home, and then also he had a location at one point in Jackson, Wyoming. The Auto Repair Diamond Hitch Drive. Jeremy's Auto Repair, and it looks like he had Jeremy's Auto Repair when he was in Illinois. So he maybe carried this business from state to state to state before eventually locating to Victor. Why he chose Victor, I don't know. How he met his wife, I don't know. Don't know much circumstances regarding that. There's some UCC filings on his case in reference to his business, but that's really the information that we got thus far on this particular situation. The child is 10 months old. Authorities might give a press conference today, but it's not looking good, and it's just let's pray, keep an eye out on this guy's face here. I do wonder what made him snap. What could have made him snap? What do you think? What do you think happened? Is it just, you're having a child with your wife and 3 dogs. 48 years old. Wife was 38. Where did he meet his wife? Did he meet his wife out there? Has the wife's family spoken out? I haven't seen any statements from yet. I'm sure they're absolutely devastated. What happened? How did he get hooked up with the wife? They had a child. You create this gift, this child, precious child, bring this precious child into the world. You do the most horrible thing to your significant other, and then you take this child, and now you're on the run. I mean, would he go to the extreme of doing something wrong to this 1 foot 20-pound child, this 10-month-old? Let's pray that he doesn't. Let's pray that authorities are zeroing in on him. But we need to get the message out for the Idaho and Wyoming residents. And he could be anywhere. I mean, even from that point south, he could drove south to Utah. Utah's a few hours away. In that whole area, just the whole area, it's not very populated at all. Not very populated at all. This vehicle here, they say that he left. Now, could he have gotten a new vehicle, ditched this? Could he be entrenched? Now, notice about this vehicle, right? This vehicle is four-wheel drive. And, you can go down these mountainous trails, right? You could probably navigate through the dirt roads. And I'm sure there's dirt roads off the main road that take you deep, deep, deep inside those mountains, right? Is that a possibility, or is he hunkered down in his vehicle somewhere, or did he check into a hotel somewhere? Something like that. The whole area, is densely not populated. How about that? What is the temperature out there? Let's just see if he's out in the elements. Victor, Idaho. We'll just see the weather, what it looks like. But I think, it's 27 degrees there. It's 23 degrees. So highs, this is the weather forecast for that area for the next few days. It's actually going to snow. 26, 29, 37, 38, 40, 41. It is 23 degrees right now in Victor, Idaho. Now let's just see what the temperature is in Jackson, Wyoming. But, a 10-month-old child in the cold, whether you're in the car. Now you put the heat up, right? But are they outside somewhere? Is he outside running and hiding? Jackson, Wyoming, same thing. The temperature is actually 24. Same type of weather. So the same type of weather you get in Jackson, Wyoming is the same type of weather that you get in Victor, Idaho, which is 30-something miles away. 38 miles, like 38-minute drive, something like that. So half hour to 45-minute drive away. He has ties in Jackson, Wyoming, cross the mountain chain, and into Victor. So we're gonna pray. When more information comes out on this particular case, I will share with all of you. Again, I'm going to show this flyer one more time of this guy. Remember this face. I cleaned it up. Remember this guy's face. Salt and pepper hair, 48 years old, wanted by authorities. And, the child. Here's the vehicle. And let's go here. And this is the flyer. Idaho Missing Persons Clearance House. Little baby, 10 months old, 1 feet 20 pounds, male, 5'11", 245. So there you go on that. I'll keep you updated on this case. I am JLR Investigate. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. I'll scour around the net all afternoon. Hopefully authorities get this guy sooner and then, save this child. Save this child. Is he protecting the child? Does he, we don't know what he's doing to this child right now, but it's a dire situation, Idaho. So, all right, everyone, thanks for watching, and we will talk in a bit when more information comes out. We are on this case. JLR Investigates. We'll talk soon. Stay tuned. Have a great day, everyone.